I'm going to let you people in on a little secret about me, and I don't care if you think I'm crazy because of it. When I was 14, I had a dream about being in a church. Now, I have a loud voice, a voice that carries very well. That's important to this dream. And I was in this dream, and from behind this partition, I heard a male voice say, "David, you're talking so loud I can hear you clear in here." And that shocked me in my dream because usually that's said about me. Okay? Well, the next following summer, I went to a church summer school like thing. And we were down there doing crafts, and each section of students were in a different section of the basement. One of the sections was partitioned off. And our stuff come out of the stove, and one of the boys happened to be named David, was talking, and the pastor from behind the partition said, "David, you're talking so loud we can hear you all the way in here." When I was 16, I had another dream. Actually, what was I, 15? I had another dream that I had gone to a rodeo. I don't go to rodeos. And for some reason, I was up in the bird's nest. You know what the bird's nest is? That's where they get up there and they do their announcements and call out what's going on in the rodeo. Now, if I don't go to rodeos, why would I be in the bird's nest in my dream? A white car pulled up. I walked up to the passenger side of the car, and I felt I was dating the guy in the driver side of the car. It was a white Charger with a red interior, and we were talking. And over the loudspeaker, the announcement of a girl named Connie had come across. And they were giving basically a eulogy because she had died that summer of a car accident. Now, this was in my dream. Next summer, I ended up in foster care. My foster father worked as kind of a TV repairman. And one of the things he did was he helped with the sound system at rodeos. That summer, we went to a rodeo. And I was dating a guy who had a white Charger with a red interior. And I ended up in the bird cage, and I didn't connect two and two until I went down and he pulled up in that Charger. And I hadn't heard about Connie. I knew her, but I hadn't heard about her yet. And I'm talking to my boyfriend, and I get this sick knot in my stomach because I know what's coming. And he asked me what's wrong. And I couldn't tell him because I didn't want him to think I was crazy. An announcement comes over the loudspeaker that said, "This rodeo is dedicated to Connie, who had died this summer in a car accident." That's when I knew that if I dream of something and it feels real, it's a warning. Now, around the age of 20 years old, I started having a dream where I'd be sitting out on a swing talking to a friend, and somebody else I knew come up and talk to us. And they'd turn into this green goo. It was kind of a greenish gray goo that looked like a snake, a cloudy snake. And then they would infect other people. And I would have this dream so frequently that it wasn't funny. And it felt real every time I had it. I'd wake up in the sweats. And we would run from these people that are infected like this. And I was shoving people into this little cubby. Okay? And then I get in this little cubby. And we close the cubby. And we're all sitting there scared. And when we hear everything go quiet outside, we crawl out. And then people end up dying again. Because it wasn't over with yet. Now, I had this dream. I'm 56 now. I had this dream for so long, and it felt so real that I began to think it was nuts. It was just some crazy dream I was having. I don't know what it was for, but it was a crazy dream. About 2 years ago, I got this urge, this need that was nagging at me that I had to fulfill or it was going to drive me crazy. To make it so I did not have to leave my home to get anything I needed. I started buying my food, my toilet paper, my cat food, everything I needed online to where I would not have to leave my house for nothing. I even learned how to make Mountain Dew. And I can order what I need to make Mountain Dew online. Okay? And then COVID came. Now we're through the first wave, or not even through the first wave. We're still in the first wave. Now, what's going to happen when this first wave's over? We've already have people coming out of that cubby. Is this my dream coming true? And if it is, what is it we need to do? We need to hunker down until there is a vaccine. Because I'm telling you, there's more than likely not going to be a totally effective cure for this. People are going to be dying from it. And when the vaccine comes out, we need to make sure the vaccine is properly vetted. This is what my heart, my gut, my inside feelings are telling me. Because if we don't, it's not going to be over with. It's not going to be safe. We're going to have people dying from the cure. Just like when they had that medication out there for weight loss. And then people started having heart attacks because of it. Because the company that made that product hid information from the public and the CDC. So we need to make sure it's properly vetted. Now, what I plan on doing is exactly what I'm doing now. Staying at home as much as possible. Getting everything I can offline. Getting it delivered to me at home. And once that vaccine comes out, waiting 6 months to see what the statistics come out on the people who actually got that vaccine. To see if it had any adverse effects on people. And if the vaccine ended up just as harmful as the virus was in the first place. I don't plan on going out there and possibly exposing people to COVID. I'm not that stupid. I'm going to stay at home, keep myself and keep my community safe. I'm going to wear my mask. But I'm not going to jump in quickly, both feet, for that vaccine until I know it's safe. But that's me. Now, if you think I'm crazy for this, fine, think I'm crazy. That's your choice. But I'm telling you what's happened with my dreams. I'm telling you what I have been feeling. I'm telling you what I know in my heart. And if I'm wrong and no harm. But if I'm right, then maybe you should take this as a warning. If my dreams were right, I dismissed them for a long while. If they were right, then what they told me is that we're going to have this infection for a while. And once we think it's safe, we're going to come out. We're going to act like everything's normal. And it is going to hit us again. Because that is what my dream told me. And like I said, if I'm wrong, no harm, no foul. If I'm right, what are the consequences? And just a little side note, I had an Aunt Thelma who was considered a white witch. In other words, she had the same kind of feelings I get. Okay? She knew she was going to die of food poisoning. She didn't know what, when, or where. But guess what she died of? And before she died, she said there was one born or one that would be born that had the same gift as her. On the day she died, I was woke up on the hour she died. I was woke up in my sleep and I had this urge to lift my pillow. And under my pillow was my Aunt Thelma and our small dog Peaches, who had passed on. On the day the night my ex-husband died, I had a dream he came to me. And he had been pushed into a fire in my dream. And he was asking me to help him and save him. And I kept on arguing with him. How can I save you? I'm all the way down here. I can't do nothing. The next morning at 10-something in the morning, I got a call from his present girlfriend saying Johnny had died. He was burnt in a bonfire. So you can take my warning seriously or you can ignore it. It's up to you. And that's not the only time things like that have happened. Now, you want to know if I'm serious about this? Oh, you want to know if I'm serious about this? Look up and find out about a man who burned to death in a bonfire up in Burnsville, Minnesota. Right there on the little border, right above where the northwest corner of Iowa is. There's a little place called Burnsville. Look for a man that died in a bonfire there. That was my ex-husband. His name was Johnny J. Simmons. You might even be able to find his profile on Facebook still. The spelling of his name, Johnnnie. Jay. Look it up.